What's up? What's up, guys? Joe Troyer here. You can see me and you can hear me loud and clear. Do me a favor, let me know in the chat. That would be freaking fantastic. We're about 2 minutes until the top of the hour. Oh, about a minute actually now till the top of the hour, and we are going to get started without any delay. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Ivan. What's up? What's up from South Africa? Welcome, welcome. James Saunders, good to see you. Bill Brown. All right, all right. Dennis, Roger, welcome, welcome. All right, all right. So before we get started officially, Roger, you're going to be getting an email. One of the questions that you asked in the AMA, I wasn't able to answer because the link didn't work. So just a quick heads up, somebody on my team will be reaching out to you today yet. If you like my cup, give me a 2 in the chat. Can you guys read that? Elon Musk quote here. Yeah. Too small. Probably shouldn't repeat that one and drop the F-bomb quite so early in the webinar, so I will refrain. Without further ado, we're going to jump right into things. So let me just get my slide set up. View. All right. You guys like this background, by the way? You guys dig it? You like it? You really like it? Let me know your thoughts. Cool. Very professional. Like it. Very cool. Would you guys like if I gave you guys some of these backgrounds that I had professionally made? Right? If I'm going to have to look at something every day, it better have my logo on it and it better inspire the shit out of me. Otherwise, it's not staying, right? Would you guys like to have access to some of these too? All right. Cool. Yeah. I'll work on compiling these up and sharing them with you guys. All right. So let's do this. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, guys, to another AMA session with me, Joe Troyer here from Digital Triggers. And I'm excited to hang out with you guys like I am every single Wednesday. You'll find me here with my bells on, all excited, pumped up with a ridiculous amount of energy, talking to you guys about digital marketing and how you guys can grow your digital marketing agency or your business through the tactics and trainings that we teach. We have a saying and a little slogan here at Digital Triggers, the case studies to prove it and the software to do it. And that's what we are all about, is forging the trail and showing you guys how you guys can just follow in our footsteps and then do the exact same thing. So the first question that we have today is from Richard, and Richard is asking if I was brand new and had to make $1,000 in 24 hours, right? If I was a brand new agency or freelancer, right? And I needed to make $1,000 in just 24 hours. What's the one thing that you would do right away to guarantee your success? And I'm going to do one better than that. All right. I'm going to do one better, actually 3 or 4 better than just one thing. Right. But at the end of the day, folks, the one thing that's super important is collecting that $1,000. And there's no way that you can collect $1,000 without pitching somebody something. And at the end of the day, I see a lot of marketers and agencies messing around doing the wrong things, just spending time doing things that at the end of the day doesn't really matter. Okay, so to get $1,000, it's simple. We got to go pitch some people. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys literally a very, very quick set of instructions on how you could do just this. All right, so first and foremost, go to digitaltriggers.io. Go through the blog. There are literally a ridiculous amount of case studies, right? There's a case study on there about how our crew, you guys, our customers, generated over 200,000 first page rankings in a week with video, right? And it showed how I did it and generated like, I don't know, 100 first page video rankings with 20 minutes of work. How many of you guys think that that would be like super amazing for a local business owner or an e-com business owner or any business owner, and they would be interested in that strategy? Yeah, of course, right? They just don't know about it. They're working on their business. Okay, so comb through the site, go through digitaltriggers.io, okay, and pick out a case study or a strategy or blog post that's on there talking about a specific result and how we did it. Okay, and then come up with a list of 10 businesses that you do business with, businesses that you're a patron of, businesses that you do business with, right? So if you're already, let's say that you don't have a business right now, you're starting from scratch, it's a brand new business, right? You just go and freelance, okay? Well, you have a doctor, right? You have a barber, right? You have a mechanic, right? You have a dentist, you have an eye doctor, right? There's 15 or 20 different businesses that you frequent, if you think about it, every month or every 2 months, okay? So come up with a list of 10 businesses that, again, you do business with and that the case study would have a profound effect on, okay? If I were you, I would build a retail package of, let's call it $5,000. Okay, a retail package of $5,000. Then we're gonna come up with a legitimate, no bullshit way or reason to run a sale where that $5,000 package is only $1,000. And I'm not talking about the going out of business sale that you see on the furniture shop, right? That's been there for the last 3 years. Okay, come up with a legit reason. And the legit reason can be, I need to pick up a new customer right now. I need cash. Be honest, right? I'm going to do $5,000 worth of work for you because I need to bring in $1,000. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Somebody's going to take advantage of that. Why? Because that reason is real. What's another reason? What could be another legit reason? Okay, it could be, I'm working on building out my portfolio. And instead of charging you $5,000 for this, I'm only going to charge you $1,000. Okay, you can even build into that reason that you're doing it, you can build in an ask. Okay, so I'm building out my portfolio, and for that reason, we're offering this $5,000 package for only $1,000. All that we ask is that you give us 3 referrals if you like the work that we do once we're done with it. Guess what? Now on top of $1,000 in 24 hours that you just pocketed and put it in your pocket, right? Now you got 3 referrals of business owners, right? And referrals close super easy. Okay, have a holiday special. Okay, contact the 10 businesses, make the offer. Okay, guys, people make it way too freaking complicated to make money. Okay, make a good offer. Ask for the money. That's really it. Next up, next question that we got, it comes from Frank, and Frank asks, with the big Google changes, the mobile first index, the video carousel, video search, or I'm sorry, voice search, social signals, and the ongoing algorithm updates, what are the 3 best ways to leverage Sendwire today? All right, so Frank, really, I'm gonna give you 4, so I'm gonna give you a bonus tactic. But at the end of the day, all those things that you just mentioned and all the pandas and penguins and everything else really hasn't affected Sendwire and best practices. It really hasn't affected SEO and best practices. What it has affected is spammers trying to just get past one loophole short term, right? Understand that if you're gaming the system, it's only gonna last for so long. And can you keep gaming it? Yes, right? You can keep gaming it forever, but you gotta stay on top of it. Okay, I believe though that the 4 best ways to leverage Sendwire, they're evergreen, so to speak. Like these are core things that are gonna work today, they're gonna work tomorrow, and they're gonna work a year, 2 years from now. And if you look past, or if you look over time and you look back over time, you'll see that they have worked the entire time, okay? So the first thing is root domains. Okay, the very, very basic of SEO is building website or building links to your website, right? Those are votes. Those votes help you rank in Google, okay? Some people got really smart. Some spammers got really smart, and they would have 3 websites, and they build out 3,000 pages on each one. So you got 9,000 pages, and on each and every one, they put a link back to one website. Now that site's got 9,000 links overnight. Yes, that used to actually work. Obviously, Google has caught on to that. That doesn't work so well. Okay, but with SynWire and social and Web 2.0 and video sites, all of those sites are opportunities to pick up backlinks that are all from root domains, meaning they're all on unique domains, right? You're not getting 3,000 links from Facebook. You're not getting 3,000 links from manta.com, right? You're not getting 2,000 links from, you know, a PDF site or a social bookmarking site. Okay, so root domains is a metric that you should always be focused on when you're doing SEO for anything. Okay, so what's the best way to leverage SynWire? Number one, first and foremost, very basics, root domains. Next up, one of the biggest problems in local is getting location pages and service pages indexed. Okay. What I mean by that is if you run a local business, you probably have, let's say that it's an AC company, right? AC repair company, HVAC company, and they want to rank for town AC repair. Okay, well, if that's their homepage, it's probably going to get indexed pretty easily. It's probably going to show up in Google in the first couple of pages pretty easily, right? But how about that town over, that neighborhood over? Right? They put out a new web page, right? They put up a new page on WordPress or whatever platform they're using, optimized for that page in that city, right? But they don't build any links to it. And so what happens is it's orphaned, it's abandoned by Google. Google doesn't index that page. So an easy opportunity with SynWire or any platform like SynWire with social and Web 2.0 sites is to build links to internal pages, okay, to help them get indexed and to also help give them a little boost in terms of actual link count to an internal page. Okay, 2 tactics, super easy. They're basics. Everybody can do them. Don't overthink them. Like, they are that simple. Okay. Next up is ranking social and video in any of the sites inside of SynWire for money keywords and for your brand. Okay, ranking for your brand, for your clients' brands, right? The name of the business, that's simple. And at the end of the day, too many businesses don't control the rankings for their very own brand. And then what happens? They get one bad review, and it's sitting on the first page, right? When the last 3 years, they didn't give a shit about covering their bases and ranking for their brand and controlling their brand image. Guys, that's super easy to do all through these profiles, okay? Ranking for money keywords and ranking for video, super simple. Obviously, you're not gonna rank for like fat loss with a video. Like, it's just, there's a 99.9% chance it's not going to happen. Like, the most competitive keywords on the internet, like, just make the assumption that you're probably not going to rank for those. Just be honest with yourself, right? And whether you build 10 backlinks to it or you build 100,000 backlinks to it, the reality of the situation is that you're probably just not going to rank for those big keywords. So just know that going into it, right? Go after the longer tail keywords that are freaking easy to rank for. And sure, they're not going to get you a ton of business, but they will get you business. And they're easy. And just stack those upon each other, right? If every single time you do it, you can get a sale a month, right? And you can crank out 10 of those videos a day, or one of those a day, right? What's that end up being in the long run worth for your brand? Next question we have from Eros, and Eros is freaking loving the weekly Ask Me Anything sessions. And bro, I love you too. Thanks so much for asking all these questions. You got some awesome questions, and I really appreciate it. Folks, without questions, we can't do these weekly AMAs, and a lot of you guys are slacking. Okay, so find the link wherever it is to go ask a question, and ask me a question so we can keep doing these, all right? So Ebro asks, what are the best techniques that are working now to acquire local clients? Folks, at the end of the day, I need you guys to understand that the techniques don't really change. Like the mediums, we'll say the mediums don't change. All right, the messaging, the cadence, the technical changes are things that change, right? We've done literally dozens. I've done dozens of videos on the Digital Triggers YouTube channel and on the Digital Triggers blog, talking about how to pitch, how to crush objections, and how to build a ridiculous sales funnel that will literally have prospects thanking you as they whip out their credit card to pay you, like quite literally. So in this video, I'm not going to talk about that. Okay, but the major ones here, the major 4 or 5 different mediums, I would say, are cold email, LinkedIn, cold calling, which everybody seems to freaking hate. But I challenge you with that one, right? If you found that you could spend an hour cold calling and you could get 4 times the results as you could get everywhere else, meaning you made 4 times the money, wouldn't you do it? Right? Life is about like minimum effective dose, the least amount of work to get the best result. And if it's cold calling, stop being a pansy and just freaking do it, right? So everybody's so scared of this one, but if you got an amazing offer that you're super proud of, you should crush it on the phone, right? Everybody wants it. Next up, networking groups. It seems like everybody's scared of these too. In like every networking group, when you go to it, you get to introduce yourself. Whether you get to introduce yourself like every time you go, or because you're new, you get to introduce yourself. Either way, like you get to introduce yourself every time. You get like a couple of minutes. Okay, so when I was first getting started in digital marketing, I just jumped from BNI group and local marketing group or local meetup group and networking group. I just jumped from them. So like the BNI, for example, around here, there's probably 20 chapters within a 30-minute car ride, maybe even a 15-minute car ride. Okay, so what would I do? I'd go to a networking group, stand up, introduce myself, and I'd think about that pitch and how people took it. What were the looks on people's faces, right? What were my conversations like, right, when we weren't meeting at the table? How'd that go? And I'd kind of analyze that pitch and I'd tweak it for the next one. And I'd literally go to the next networking group the next day, right? And I go to it and I give a modified version of the pitch. And then I'd see how it went, right? Rinse and repeat. How'd it go? Make little tweaks. And guys, you can build a 7-figure, 8-figure local marketing agency or any type of marketing agency just from freaking networking groups. All you got to do is, go eat some lunch or some breakfast and join these networking groups. Like, don't be shy. And patron swap. We talked about this before, and a lot of people skip this one or don't even think about this one. Is just all the businesses that you patron, that you give your money to, right? You know them, they provide a service to you, help them. Like the service that you're offering should be like a no-brainer for every one of them. Like your attitude should be like, if you don't do this, like there's something mentally wrong with you, right? And if that's the case, like you should be, shouting it from the rooftops. Like, how do these people not know about it? How do they not know that you offer that solution? Let's see. Bren says, my favorite got LASIK with a swap. So we got LASIK eye surgery using the patron swap method. Guys, this stuff works like freaking gangbusters. Next up, we got a question here from Trevor. Trevor says, do you recommend creating a Google My Business for a strictly online-based business or e-com business? So Google My Business seems to be intended for local service-based businesses. And my answer is 100% yes. I recommend building out a Google My Business account. Whether you have an info product business, you have an e-commerce business, you have a local like brick and mortar business, you have a service business. Frankly, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit what kind of business you have. If you have a business, you should be on Google My Business. Okay, here's the thing at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I view Google My Business as a way, okay, to get business, okay, but it's not always about getting business, right? If it's e-com, it's probably not going to grow you, or it's not probably going to get you business. It's not a local-based business, it's probably not going to get you business, but it can help you with your reviews and controlling your branded search term. So when you do a search for your brand, you could automatically, basically, just by having a Google My Business, always have that pop up to the right on the Google My Business listing. And people are going to see your reviews and they're going to see your posts on Google My Business. It's just a way to control what searchers see on Google. So yes, at the end of the day, everybody should. Plus, I mean, if you think about it, you're getting a backlink from Google and you're trying to rank in Google. Probably helps at least to some degree, right? And I would even go take this a step further. So if you do Google My Business for any business, you should be building citations for any business, right? Meaning you should go get listed on all the major local directories. There's probably about 100 pretty like uber quality. When we do citations, I go all out. We submit to like 300 of them. And here's the thing. Why would you do that? My question back to you is, why wouldn't you do that? Those are 100, 200, 300 of the easiest backlinks you will ever get in your entire life. And if you look at the authority of those sites, they're freaking huge, right? They're like Alexa top 1,000. They're Alexa top 10,000 or top 100,000 at the worst case, right? Why wouldn't you want those backlinks? You do. Next question we got here is from Dave. Dave asks, when doing SEO on a YouTube channel, if the niche is local, do you recommend putting name, address, phone number, or NAP on the playlist descriptions? So I've talked in a lot of these videos and a lot of the AMAs about putting your NAP, your name, your address, and your phone number everywhere if you're a local business, because that's a citation. And citations help you rank inside of Google Maps for your money keyword phrases. So this is kind of a follow-up question to that. So if you have a YouTube channel and you're optimizing it, right? Like, and you want to rank in Google Maps, like, should you put your NAP, your name, address, and phone number on the playlist descriptions? And the answer is yes. Like, put it everywhere that you freaking can. Okay, think of every citation that you get out there as a vote of confidence in the business that you're building the citation for, okay? But heed this with caution, right? That doesn't mean that you should have it on 50,000 pages all across the internet, okay? And I say that because I feel like I have to, right? I've seen people like quite literally do that and then go, why did my Google My Business get suspended? Why am I not ranking? Like, you got to use some common sense too. Like, the question you got to ask is like, is this normal, right? Would that be normal? No, it wouldn't be normal. So why would you do it, right? It's just not normal. All right, so next question here, again from Trevor. Trevor asks, what tools do you use for comprehensive tracking? I'm looking to track everything I can regarding a client's traffic, paid online ads, social media, SEO, and how it relates to their website visitors, page visits and conversions, sales of different products, and email opt-ins. So this is a really, really loaded, amazing freaking question. Trevor, probably one of the best questions that we've ever gotten on the AMA. At the end of the day, no matter what type of business you run, you should be thinking about tracking. Okay, no matter what. If you're an agency, you really need to be thinking about tracking. Why? Because you should be tracking your clients' results and showing them what you do for them, showing them the return that you get them, right? So they see the value in what it is that we do. At the end of the day, too many freelancers, too many agencies skip this part. Okay, and never paint the picture for the business that they're working with of the value that they've helped them generate. And then they wonder why, they just lost their 4th client in the last 3 months. Okay. So, tracking is huge. I'll break down some examples for you based upon this question and how Trevor stated it. I'm assuming that Trevor is doing some type of internet-based company, meaning not a local like brick and mortar service company. So I'm going to break this down. If you're running an info product type of business, you're selling something on the internet, it's not a physical good, it's digital, right? Or it's 1 to 2 SKUs of something digital, or if you're selling 1 to 2 SKUs of something physical even, I would start with ClickFunnels. Okay, why? Because you can't get faster and you can't get easier, in my opinion. Okay, you can't get faster and you can't get easier. Okay, there is a level that ClickFunnels doesn't make a whole lot of sense anymore, or you kind of will outgrow it, even in that info product 1 to 2 SKUs type of business. I would caution you, though, not to move past ClickFunnels in that type of business, unless you're not changing out any upsells, downsells, sales pages, right? Like when the funnel becomes not complex, then by all means you could consider upgrading, but I don't think it's really worth the cost at the end of the day. For probably 99% of businesses, it's just not worth it in that info product 1 to 2 SKUs, moving away from ClickFunnels. Just my honest opinion. I consult for a very, very large fitness brand, huge fitness brand. They advertise literally everywhere. Anywhere that you can buy internet ads and internet media, they're advertising on. And at the end of the day, ClickFunnels has been a bit of a problem for them. Sorry, Russell. Downtime, cart just stops working sometimes. Shit just breaks. And they're a huge company. Like literally, at one point, I was getting notifications of their sales on my phone, and literally nonstop. I mean, like literally every second, boom, 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 sale, ding, 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 right? Like nonstop. It was like I was inside of a casino. Okay, that's their sales volume. And even with some product or some issues with ClickFunnels, it still didn't make sense for them to move off of ClickFunnels because they're constantly working on that business. They have at any given time 4 to 5 upsells / downsells combined, and they're measuring their cart value and their pages are changing and they're testing everything. Like keeping track of all that shit outside of ClickFunnels, sorry guys, like just to be honest, it's a fucking disaster. Like it's hard. You certainly aren't going to be able to keep track of all that and keep it straight and nice and tidy and neat using something like Google Analytics. Like it's not going to happen. So best bang for your buck. I got to tell you, Russell, great job. I think, in this scenario, at least, definitely ClickFunnels. And you can get advanced in there, hacking up with Google Analytics and Google AdWords code, any major traffic platform code too, and you can get really advanced and pass the whole cart value. So when somebody they bought a $19 product at the start, and by the end of the cart, the upsells and downsells, they spent $134. You can pass that value back to almost every traffic platform with a developer in a couple hours worth of time. And that's super valuable. Let's say that you are an e-commerce brand. You run on any of the platforms, right? You run on Shopify. You run on WooCommerce. We see a lot of people running on WooCommerce. A lot of big brands, custom stuff on WooCommerce. So if you're e-commerce running lots of SKUs, I would say analytics and jokingly a PhD. I mean, because you're gonna kind of need it. You can do some really cool stuff with Google Analytics, pretty straight out of the box with Shopify, where you can say, show me, like you can add all these additional parameters. So you can see like what categories of products are being viewed the most and segment based upon category. By brand you can pass through. And then you can track that like basically in any way that you want. So you could look at your revenue and then say like what brand right, is all my revenue coming from, or what category is my revenue coming from? And then take it even 10 steps deeper, like what keywords is that coming from? What ads? What traffic platform? What part of the country is it coming from? Where in the world is it coming from? At what time are those orders coming from? Like you can literally come up with any type of freaking report that you would want to, once you have that in and piped into Google Analytics. For a local based business, this wasn't really Trevor's question, but since I answered this for basically everybody else, for a local based business, I would use this tech stack, so to speak, right here. So Google Tag Manager, and I use Google Tag Manager for everything. If you're an agency and you're not using Google Tag Manager, like I should smack you. Tag Manager, what's cool is you use Tag Manager, you get your customer to install one snippet of code on their website. You're not sending them like this file that's this long and saying, can you have your developer add all of these, right? Because then what happens is they add 3 of the codes and not 5 of the codes, and then you're going back and forth. Trust me, this has happened. This page has the code, this page doesn't have the code, and you're just dealing with like ridiculous shit like that. Just give them one code from Google Tag Manager. And then inside of Tag Manager, you can say on this page, I want to execute this code. On that page, I want to do this. On the entire site, I want to load Google Analytics, right? So it makes it super, super easy. So Google Tag Manager to start. Why? Because it's simple. One place, that's it. You're done. No more tracking code installation on the website. Over. Cross that off the list. Check it off. All right. Next up is call tracking. Then Google Analytics, and you should be integrating your forms and your phone calls inside of there. And then last but not least, you should be integrating conversion tracking on each of the traffic platforms that you use, right? So do retargeting through Google. Obviously, you should have conversion tracking set up there so that you understand what's actually working. So I hope that helps, guys. Next question we got here comes from Roman, and Roman asks, what's the best way to start a PPC campaign for a local business? I'm gonna give you guys the freaking skinny, the real deal. A huge, huge opportunity right now, whether you're a local business trying to run a PPC campaign for yourself. I don't care if you failed 100 times before, or you're an agency and you want to use this as a way to get your foot in the door and get some clients. There's a huge opportunity inside of the marketplace right now with Google and PPC campaigns, especially for local businesses. Okay, so this is it. This is it. I'm going to break it down for you. So this should work for any real local or service-based business where the preferred method of contact from the consumer is a phone call, right? Not a form, not a checkout, okay? That's the only real caveat. So run mobile call only to kick off the campaign, okay? And run that till it dies, right? Run that forever until Google gets rid of it, and I don't see it going anywhere, but run that forever. See, here's the thing. A typical mobile campaign with Google, when you're not running mobile call only campaigns, let's say that the typical conversion rate, let's say, is 10%. If you run a call only campaign, typical conversion rate on the low end is 33%. So what I mean by that is when you run a call only campaign, right? Somebody's going to go to Google, they're going to type in their search query, AC repair, West Palm Beach. Well, let's say heater repair, West Palm Beach, since it's like fucking 46 degrees here. Cold as shit in Florida, yeah. Right, and then they're going to click on the ad, and it's going to be a phone number. They're going to click on it, then it's going to pop up on their phone, right? And it's going to say, call this number, and then they're going to have to hit call. Okay, so not every person is going to hit call, right? Grandma's going to go, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. No, I didn't want to make a phone call, right? So not everybody's going to convert into a call, Okay, on the low end though, this number is really on the low end. You're gonna have 33% after running a metric shit ton of campaigns. Typical call only, low end conversion rates, 33%. Okay, just by running mobile call only ads, you're gonna save 70% of ad spend. Boom! 70% of ad spend. Look at that. Look at that. That's huge. So if you're an agency right now, right, you're a freelancer, right? You service local businesses, you help local businesses get more clients. Think about that. Think about being able to show very easily and very simply to a local business, right? Any business really where the preferred method of contact is the phone, that you can save them 70% of their ad spend. Who's going to tell you no? Who? Right? Who's going to tell you no? You want an opportunity right now? You want to make $1,000 today? Here it is. Screenshot right here. This is it. Challenge you. Anybody in the next 24 hours, go sell a PPC campaign, right? Based on what we just talked about today. One-on-one consult with me, Joe Troyer. Typically charge at least $500 to do one of these. Very often $1,000, $1,200 to do a consult. I'll do one for free. Just hit up our support desk. Guys, that's it. That's freaking it. This is huge. Okay, if you're not running call only, you are missing the freaking bus. Next question comes from Matthew. Matthew asks, what's the profit potential for local video marketing? So Matthew, great question. What's the profit potential for local video marketing? So when I think about local video marketing and when I think about local services that I would consider offering to a business, right, inside of my agency, inside my marketing agency, the first thing that I'm going to ask myself is this a core offer? A core offer is, to me, means, and to the people that I coach, means that the service is at least $1,000 a month recurring. Okay. And each and every one of you guys should have at least 2 recurring services. Okay. You need more than one. If you don't have different services, you should have different levels. So maybe it's $1,000 a month, then it's $3,000 a month, both for video marketing. Okay. So is it a core offer? Video marketing is definitely a core offer. Okay. So you need to be charging at least $1,000 per month. At the end of the day, then you got to think about what are your hard costs. And at the end of the day, with video marketing, there are 0 hard costs, right? So the markup on video marketing is ridiculous, right? Like, are you going to have to put some elbow grease in? Are you going to have to do some work? Yeah, of course. But at the end of the day, the markup is what's crazy. And I think that's what you got to think about. Right? What's the markup on a service? What's the markup? Meaning, what do you sell it for and what do you get to keep? What do you get to put in your pocket? Right? Like, let's not talk about building a 7-figure business where, you get to pocket, $40,000 at the end of the year. Like, that sucks. Like, who wants to do that? I don't want all that responsibility for 40 grand. Right? And you shouldn't either. So I think that the profit potential for video marketing is huge. Okay. And I would encourage you, as you're thinking, if you're a newer marketer, you're going into freelancer, you're wanting to do this stuff, think about, of course, what it is that you're charging. Don't do anything that's recurring, that's a core offer for less than $1,000 a month. Okay. But then on top of that, think about how much you're sticking in your pocket. Okay, and that's where you need to be going. Even if it's a little bit harder to sell, take that one that has a 90% markup or 90% that you get to stick in your pocket, right? Out of the $1,000, you get 900 in your pocket every month, right? Like you can't freaking beat that. And that's the beauty of this industry. Next up, Jeffrey and Abe asks, what do you see, or what threat do you see in the near future to small marketing agencies from larger, heavily funded corporations when it comes to selling to local businesses? This is a great question. This is a really good question. And I've answered that a little bit in some of my past videos about how I think you guys should be marketing in 2019 and on, and what the biggest opportunities are for 2019 and beyond. And really at the end of the day, I think it's about building raving fans, right? Fans that know, like, and trust you. People that, will jump on a webinar with you, like literally 5 minutes before the webinar, you send out an email and you're like, having a webinar, come hang out with me. And you get a couple hundred people on a call, right? Like that's important. Building raving fans that want to buy from you is important, right? So I think it's about constructing a funnel and constructing a business and constructing services that are going to turn strangers into raving fans. So the way that I suggest that you guys do that is to build out a foot in the door type of product. At least start with one, perfect the funnel, and then you can add more, right? But at least one where no one can compete with you in the industry, right? So let's say that you're an agency and you specialize in attorneys, right? Build out a solution, one solution for attorneys that does that thing better than anybody else, and just fucking give it away, right? Like you will literally destroy the competition, literally destroy the competition. Everybody will talk about you. They will refer the crap out of you. You can give it away for free, right? And then what? Everybody loves you. All the attorneys are going to take your phone calls. All the attorneys are going to get on your webinars. All the attorneys are going to listen to what you have to say. Why? Because you built raving fans, right? Come up with an offer that nobody else can freaking compete with, right? And then second, just stay in front of those people. Stay in front of them. On all the platforms these days, all these social platforms are where everybody's at. Don't rely just on email, right? Like email is great, okay? But once you have your prospect list, you have your list of attorneys that have bought everything from you or that have gotten in on your free piece of software, right? Then stay in front of them and pitch your other services, right? Stay in front of them with content, okay? And come up with more solutions to help them, okay? That is how you're going to crush it, okay? These big, huge, large, heavy funded corporations, so to speak, that are agencies, they're not going to do that, right? They're going to come up with subpar solutions that really aren't the best solution for your customers. They're not going to build good relationships with them, right? They're going to have some pesky sales guy that's calling them every single day as a telemarketer and won't leave them alone, that they don't really like. And as soon as the sale happens and the relationship starts, the sales guy turns them over to an account manager. Like, what the hell just happened to the relationship? So that for me, I believe, is that's how I believe we stay above the big, larger, heavily funded corporations when it comes to serving companies as a marketing agency. And to be frank, if you take this advice, I think you can apply it even if you're not a marketing agency. You can apply it to any business, right? This is what you do. I don't care if you're an e-commerce business, right? You create an irresistible offer. You get people to take you up on that and to love that offer, and then you offer them more stuff. And then you stay in front of them. Your brand, you control your image and what they think about you, right? You give them good content. And then guess what? We got a brand new solution for this, right? And you roll out a new solution and boom, goes the dynamite. Instead of marketing a product to, 5 prospects that you have, you're marketing a prospect to 3,000 customers that have bought something. So guys, that is it. That is it for today. So a couple quick things here. And if you guys want, I'll spend a couple more minutes with you after we finish out this recording. In order for these to continue, yes, this is going to be my call to action again. There is nothing to buy on these AMAs. I won't even give you a link to buy a product. I need 2 favors though. If you guys want to keep doing these, I want to keep doing these. These are a freaking blast. I love coming and hanging out with you guys. And the people that join me every week, I see a trend, right? It's the same people every single week almost. Yeah, they might miss one, they might miss, another, but it's almost the same group of individuals from week to week to week. And these are the people that are making huge, huge strides in their business. Okay. In order for me to keep doing this, I just need 2 favors. 2, that's it. Okay. First and foremost, subscribe on YouTube. We have been getting pummeled with people asking where the replays are for the AMAs. Guys, they're on YouTube. Okay, you don't even need to hit up my team. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a link that you guys can use. Okay, that's gonna take you right here, right? Just go click subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell then as well. Okay, so when you hit the bell, what happens, you guys should all see that in the chat now. When you hit the bell, what happens after you hit subscribe, then you hit the notification bell. You'll actually get alerted when we upload the videos. Okay, so you don't need to wait on a replay. Just go subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Digital Triggers channel, and you guys will be getting content like literally every single day. You want content every single day from me? It's $399 a month. Actually, no, it's not. It's free and it's up on the YouTube channel for you guys, literally for nothing. Okay, so go subscribe there, get your daily dose of Joe Troyer. And then second is I need your freaking questions. Okay, I can't continue to do Ask Me Anything sessions, right, without questions. As of right now, I probably got about enough questions to do 1, maybe 2 more AMAs. And the problem is that we get a lot of questions, but a lot of them just like there's no context, they're not complete. They're just like questions that like I can't even really answer on these calls, right? Or they're so specific, like it would take me an hour and I don't even have like the resources or the logins to be able to really be able to fully answer the question. Okay, so those are the 2 things. Well, I guess more like that, right? 2 things that I need from you guys because I want to continue to do these AMAs for you guys. I like them. And from what I've gotten from you guys are getting a ton of value out of these. All right. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining me today. I'll see you guys on the next AMA.